Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Yes.
Age Sagar.
Gotta be on that, bro.
What blur that?
All right, you can start, bro.
Yeah, go
Hey
ahead.
guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today is gonna be a short and sweet episode. We did a poll last month about some possible questions that you guys have for us, for just us three. So before the next guest, we would like to, we'd like to answer some of those questions. And yeah, Ian, you can take it away, like with some of the questions. Yeah.
First and foremost, I would like to say thank you to all our supporters and followers. We're truly grateful for you guys. But getting into it, today is like I said, is a great episode. Just, quick, simple. Today is also Sagar's birthday, so we decided to do the podcast today so that we can acknowledge, how old he's becoming,
In the morning.
And yeah, it is 7 a.m. in the morning, so but all right, sorry, getting back into it. So we had a couple questions. I think it was six. Yeah, yes. Was it six
Six,
questions?
7 questions. And what's
Six.
the
Oh, yeah, 6, 7, yeah. But yeah, the first one is, how would you guys feel about moving back home? And home is Kenya. So,
birthday boy? You wanna get started?
Moving back to Kenya, for me, it has not been such a long time. It's just been like 2.5 years since I moved to Canada. So I don't really think about it too much. Like I'm just trying to settle in into the new country right now. But if maybe if the opportunity in the future, maybe it could come by, like you had to go back home and do something, I think it would be fine too. But for now, I'm not thinking about it, of course. It's just been 2.5 years for me. Yeah. What about you, Yash?
Hmm. It's been 2.5 years. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't really think too much about it because I think I've spent too much time here, so I don't really plan to go back. But then I can go back if I want to meet my parents, of course. That's the reason
Yeah.
I go back, stay home, spend some time with family. And yeah, I think that's the only reason why I would think of going back. But it would be nice to go back just to chill and refresh, not pay bills. And I think that's a good idea.
What about me then?
kind of relate to Yash. Um, I feel like I built so much here. I've been here 6 years on and off. So
Six,
it
seven
would,
years or just 6 years?
nah,
Maybe
it's
19.
6 years, 6 years. It might be 7 because I did come in 2019, so it might be. Um, but yeah, I don't really think about it. But if the situation does arise, like you have to do what you got to do. So. Next question we have is, when did you last outgrow a version of yourself?
Oh, I'll get started for this question. I think the last time I outgrew myself was today morning. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, jokes aside. I think the last time I outgrew myself, I think it has been the last six months, yeah. Because I feel like I've done a lot in the last 6 months. And for example, like I've been studying consistently for my actuarial designation, and I think studying after work every day for 6 months does something to you. And I think I've become more disciplined, and I think I have become more like time conscious and stuff. So yeah, I think it was a bit tough, but the challenge is what made me grow myself. So yeah, I think the last 6 months have been quite transforming.
I think,
Think um
yeah.
I think Sagar's outgrowing his version starts today, his birthday. So he's now a new man.
25.
But yeah, that's right.
At least,
25.
Lucky
yeah.
number 25.
So,
Are you too
See?
old or are you too young?
too young, bro.
Too young.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when if to answer that question personally for me, I think the last 1 year I think has been very outgrowing every single day, because like every day comes with like different situations and how you deal with them. So like I was looking for a job last year, like the whole of last year, like trying to be in that mindset, like when you have nothing lined up after graduation, and then when you have something lined up, it's something short term, and then you're trying to look for something for longer term, for stability. Like everyone says, like get a job and get that stability. So you try not want to do that as well. So like being in that zone again, as you said, like after like you're working already somewhere and then you're trying to look for something long term, it it's not that easy, right? Like when you come to a different country, like trying to talk to people and trying to land the right opportunities, it takes a toll on you. And I think, but again, yeah, I think I've become pretty consistent maybe with that. Like if I ever have to again look for a job, I think it would be I wouldn't say walk in the park, but I know where to start.
And it's reunion in Nairobi? Question mark.
Not happening anytime.
Maybe not. Who
uh,
knows?
Butchki 2029. Butchki, do you remember that chips place in Kenya, like in Ghana?
Yeah, I went there one time with you
Yeah,
and Malhar.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's the one.
It's like the name sounded familiar. I was like, what are you saying? Yeah, my bad. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think maybe 4 years. It could be a plan, not necessarily like it happening, but it could be a plan that we could
let's
do.
get married in Kenya. That ain't happening as well. So
Uh,
All right, moving on. Something about each other that annoys you, but you have never said that out loud.
I think this one we should keep it like just we discussed this a few weeks ago. I think that
I think this is a type of conversation that we have in private, kind of like a constructive criticism that we have as a friend group. What do you guys think?
yeah, I think saying it publicly is a bit. We will say it publicly in our next episode when we reach 100 subscribers. That's a guarantee.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right, moving on. The next question is, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
the questions are quite tough. You've never thought about like. I think what I'll tell my 18-year-old self would be like just be consistent. Like with anything that you keep your mind and heart to, just give it your all and don't give up. I think it's very easy to give up when things get hard. Uh, yeah, as like just this with this consistency with this podcast, I think it it, I would tell that 18-year-old self to be consistent.
What will you tell your 25-year-old self?
Same thing, bro. To be very honest, it doesn't really change, right? Like 18 or 25, like you just want to keep growing and just keep at it, because we all know, like life for everyone is they're experiencing that life for the first time. So uh, I think we are all in this generation, like where there's so much, oh, like you got to do this and you got to do that, and you feel like you're behind in life, but I think you should just keep running your own race. So yeah.
You feel okay.
Seriously, no, what's up?
But yeah, good points, Sagar. And what will I tell my 18-year-old self? I will tell my 18-year-old self to not listen to haters. I'm kidding.
That's valid, bro. That is valid.
No, I'll tell my 18-year-old self to work hard. Like work hard, stay consistent, but also have fun. Like I think 18 to 23 are some of the best years of your life because you're in university, as was my case. So it's also important to have fun, but then also work hard at the same time. Make sure there's a balance between the two. You're working hard and also having fun. And most importantly, I think just keep going and don't give up.
If I had to tell my 18-year-old self something, it would be don't rely on motivation. Just stay disciplined. Because I feel like a lot of cases, and this has happened to me a lot of times, and it's currently still happening to me, is like sometimes I want to do something, but I rely on being motivated instead of just doing it on discipline, like I should do this and I need to do this instead of, oh, I don't feel like doing it. Because I think that's really what's gonna, I guess, turn turn down a lot of things that you actually would enjoy doing because you're trying to wait for motivation, if that makes sense. Um,
You need to stop
but yeah,
watching motivational reels to get
you
more.
said what? What'd
You
you
need
say?
you need to stop watching motivational reels to get that dopamine
Yeah.
rush, right? So,
Yeah, I think that could be a part, social media, just waiting for the right video to pop up. David Goggins to pop up.
20, you got some more in you. 21. Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
So that you can get out of bed. Um, all right, so we have one final question, and it's, do you feel like you are where you should be at this age?
I think the birthday
That's a
boy should start because he just turned 25 today. So, what do you think?
I think where you are, this question where you should be is very vague. Like where it doesn't matter where you should be, like at any age. Let's just forget about just 25 or 35. As I said, you gotta keep running your own race. No, like people should not decide where you should be. And I think a lot of times in this generation we compare our point zero to someone's point 10, and I think that's where a lot of people are very unhappy with their own life. So I think, to answer that question, maybe yes, I am where I should be. I think so, because like your starting points are all different, right? So like I think from where I started and where I am now, like especially after moving to a new country, I think I'm quite happy with the growth. But of course I still want to keep, the ceiling should be, as high as possible. So I think you just gotta stay grounded and look at that ceiling. So I think I am where I want to be. Yeah.
For this question, I think I am where I should be because I kind of made a 1 year plan and it's going as I planned, as I intended to, and I'm grateful for that. So, yeah, I think I am where I should be, but then I also want to continue striving and working towards other things I want to achieve. But I'm also grateful that I am where I am, and I know sometimes plans don't work out as you intended to. So, yeah, I think, yeah, just to sum it up, I'm okay with where things are right now, and I think it's something that it's a continuous process instead of just pausing at a time and reflecting where you are and just keep going.
Um, I think it's a very hard question, it's a very tough question to answer because I didn't think I would be in America whenever I was in Nairobi. Like I never planned to come to um pursue my education in America. It was never part of the plan. So it's untelling to say I feel like I am where I should be because it wasn't planned. So I think what you said is being grateful to where I currently am is a big thing. And I think there shouldn't be an age to tell you where you should be in life. It shouldn't be related to your age. And a good thing, I should say, a good example is like the founder of KFC, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Like his recipe got popular when he was 50 something, maybe 60 something. I can't remember his age, but I mean, he probably was struggling the whole time, trying to get successful, people turning him down or blah blah blah. But his success got him when he was 50 something, so like if you asked him maybe when he was 30, are you where you should be? I mean, his answer would have been totally different, until he turned 50 it would be a lot different. So I think it's just like you just keep pushing on to your goals and try to do what you can to the best of the ability that you can. And if things don't work out, just reposition and go with the flow, like shit happens. So
No, like I
that's
like
Great
that's my
answer,
that's
Elian.
I like what you said there. Like shit happens.
yeah.
Life,
Plain and simple.
yeah, yeah. Life is not a straight line, right? It's like an exponential curve or like a
Uncle wisdom. Now that you've
or
turned 25, you're giving.
like a the sine curve, right? Is it sine or the cosine curve that goes up and down?
Matrix.
Yeah.
It's all the Matrix.
But yeah, like are all those questions? Are all
Yeah, that
yeah.
One final question. Does money buy happiness?
Ooh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take for
I think
them.
it's a hot take. For me, no, bro. Money doesn't buy happiness.
Give me your money.
But if I had the money, I don't think I would be sad. I don't think
I
I would
get
be
that.
mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
What you're
saying?
saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think it's the way the question is put is what messes
It's
with
like a
people.
beat.
Yes, exactly.
There were people asking. It's like you're beating the other person to say something so dumb, and they said like rage bait.
Julian said like money is. If I had the money, I wouldn't be sad. To be very honest, like yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
But there are people who have a lot of money in the world and they are still alone. Like, so I don't know if they would have the same answer to this question.
I think being alone is different than being sad.
True.
Is it?
Like you have a lot of freedom to do what you can with money. If you have money, you're never alone. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Because you know what they're called? They're called gold diggers.
Yeah. I was just thinking of that.
I'm not trying to sound like the way I am sounding, but it's the fact,
Yeah.
if you have money, I mean, there's people out here that will be on your side the
You
whole
can buy a
time.
boat, host parties
Yeah.
on your boat. You never know.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
being rich does not make you like being rich just has its perks, right? Like you don't have to wake up and go to work.
But we would rather be rich.
Exactly. Who would rather not be rich?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to like wake up and just do anything that they want to do?
I said it's all about the freedom.
Yeah. You get the freedom of time. Money buys you
I
freedom
think-
of
I
time.
think
But you
that's
can
the
do
most
whatever you
important
want with that time. And that makes me happy.
You're in control of your time, right? You see, and I think that is a lot of us like we don't have control of our time, especially when you're working a 9 to 5 job. You have to be there. So I think
So I have a
yeah.
a question. You know how Yash asked, "Does money buy happiness?" Do you guys believe time is money?
Yes, so
I think so. Yeah. That one-
Okay, so if you say time is money, how do you feel when you realize you spend like 5 hours or 4 hours a day just on Instagram?
that's
Bro, that shit like it messes with my head, because like what could we be doing, with our time? But then sometimes we're just like, on Instagram as a break. But if we say time is money, like we should be using that time.
I think it's some days,
Fine,
bro.
you know?
It's like some days I'm just like, yeah, let me just chill. But I don't think I do that. I don't spend 4 hours every day on Instagram. Yeah.
same, bro. Like I used to do that a lot when I was like
Yeah.
free when I had nothing to do during the day. But like when I have things planned out for the day, like I'm hardly looking at my phone now.
Sometimes I watch TV, but I think that's better than watching Instagram. I can watch TV for hours, and that's better than watching reels or, yeah.
Fair.
And to be very honest, like the funny thing is like the money is to be made on Instagram with short attention span. And that's the irony of life, you see. So like we are trying to preach that we should not I'm not saying we should not watch reels for too long because it messes up your attention span and all that. But a lot of people have got actually famous by making reels, So there's like a very big irony, like consumers like there's that saying, right? Like drug producers don't consume or something like that, yeah. But yeah, it's funny.
There was a guy that mentioned, he said whenever he got famous on Instagram, he said, "I did not want to consume, I wanted to produce." So whenever he did it, he just produced, he never consumed it, but he wanted
That's
the
what we're doing
consumers,
right now.
obviously.
We're producing. If you
But
think
we're
about
still consuming, but on the
We're
other
still
side.
But 6 months ago, we were only consuming. We were not
Consuming,
This is
producing.
true.
So I
This is
see
true.
growth
What you
and
said.
progress in that area.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, I think those are all the questions. And Yeah, we'll do like another poll maybe sometime.
Whenever
Yeah.
whenever we get 100 subscribers, another big milestone for us, we'll do another poll so that our new subscribers, if they don't know or they haven't, or if they have new questions, even if they ask us the questions on YouTube and stuff in the comment section, we'll accumulate those questions and then do another video later on. So
Yeah, I was just saying thank you for the questions, and when we reach 100 subscribers, there's something special coming up, so please make sure to like and subscribe. Ciao.